Hi, welcome to Budget MTG Decks. All magic fun, all cards under $1. I'm David.
I'm Stefan.
And today we're going to be looking at how to pick a commander for your commander deck. Now, a lot of people ask us, how do you even go about picking your commander? It can be quite difficult, especially if you're starting out and you don't know where to start because there's so many options.
Yeah.
So I thought that today, just all in this casual format, we just sit here after work and talk to you about the ways that we pick some of our commanders for Budget MTG Decks. So Stefan, what are some of the ways that you can go about to pick a commander?
Well, you can look at theme or flavor of your deck, the colors of your commander, or the ability of the commander, and the strategy. What do you actually want to do with the deck?
Yeah.
And for me, myself, I enjoy the ability of the commander and the strategy. What do I want to do with the game? I think that's the most important.
Yeah.
Of the
So you're going for more of a, let's say, from a gameplay perspective. You look at it. What does the game do mechanically? What does the commander bring to the commander deck mechanically?
Yeah.
And how are you going to be winning the game in the end? Is it maybe part of a win condition, or does it enable a win condition?
Exactly. And for me, I like to play blue in commander, and that's, to be honest, mostly because I like to draw cards. I like to get my land drops, and that's actually most of the reason I like to play blue, because of the card drawing. I want to play my lands because I always want to do a lot of big things.
I think this
a lot
is
of
also
cool things.
Yeah, I think this is also one of those reasons why, when it comes to playing commander, a lot of people say when you begin, try and look for a commander in blue and green, and they say that these are the most powerful colors in commander because blue gives you access to a lot of card draw, and of course these are long games commander, which means that having that card draw gives you a lot of advantage. And the second reason, or the second color you want to have in your deck, is green, because this is the color for ramp, inexpensive ramp, powerful fast ramp, and having access to a lot more mana than your opponents will also give you a great advantage. So having both a lot of cards and having a lot of mana will, in the long run, give you a greater chance of winning the game. So that's already maybe one easy way, and that is the strategy of looking for the colors of your commander.
Yeah.
So you might say, okay, I'm going to look for one that's just green and blue because I'm starting out. I don't want to have too many different colors. Or you could say, I'm going to do green and blue, and then I'm going to splash another color because there happens to be a card or a mechanic or a tribe or a strategy that requires that third color. And you can also go nuts with 4 and 5 colors. So this is a very good reason why you might want to pick some particular colors for your commander.
And what you said, like, you can also pick your 2 colors and then see if a commander will fit in it, or even if it doesn't. A lot of people also just make their deck and they look for commander afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, what commander fits these colors? Sure, I'll just play that one.
Yeah.
And then it's more about the deck. For me, I actually like a commander to complement the deck, but it's not completely necessary.
No.
You can also play without it. I think that's also important to think about. Do you want to have full-on your strategy built around your commander, or is it just a part of the puzzle?
Yeah, that's, I think, is a very good beginning point. You can decide what you want your deck to do and then pick your commander, or you can choose your commander and then build your deck around that. There's actually 2 different ways, and within that, you can still look at your theme, your colors, your abilities, and your strategy, and those can go for either one. They can either go for your commander itself or for the deck itself. What you can also do, we touched on that one the first, and that's the theme. And I think that is for new people, especially. I think that is the most fun way. It's maybe not particularly the most powerful way to build a deck, but if you go thematic, I think definitely the most fun that you can have as a new player. And I've been playing it for years.
Well,
and I also enjoy it.
I mean,
a
not
lot.
even, also new players.
I also just love playing a deck with a strong theme. So you pick a commander, which is, for example, a very good example, Sliver Hive Lord. It is a sliver. It gives all slivers indestructible.
With the slivers.
I love slivers. So the slivers, and it says in there, the ability of the Sliver Hive Lord is all slivers have indestructible. And that means it synergizes so well with, what else? The tribe of slivers. So it actually becomes so easy. You just think to yourself, okay, I'm just going to put a lot of slivers in here. And making a deck with all slivers that all help each other, that is great theme and gives a great flavor, because you've got your commander which adds strength to that. And I think it's a lot of fun to build like that too.
Yeah, and don't underestimate the tribal decks, because of all the synergy, it actually makes her for a great deck. But that's one of the important things, that you have affinity with a certain tribe, and that's how people get invested into a commander deck and get really into that one deck, because it's one thing they really love.
Yeah.
And that's what makes also playing commander so much fun, because you can express yourself into your deck.
And it doesn't mean that, oh, it's one tribal deck, so it's going to play exactly the same as all the other tribal decks. It's just going to have a different name attacked on it. Not at all, because the slivers, they all boost each other. But then you got the allies, which all help each other when coming in. And then you got the soldiers that help each other also with equipment and help for searching for stuff, for example. So there's really so many different tribes that do so many different things, actually. But one thing they have all in common is that they have a great creature theme, and that they all help each other. They synergize well together with each other. And as Stefan already said, you can get attached to Merfolk, for example. You have a Merfolk deck, and it could just be that and then we're going into maybe another thing where you're going into art, that you maybe like the pictures, that you like what they represent. And you could, of course, also pick a commander based on, the feeling that you have with the art.
Yeah, and also mechanical. With cycling, it got really popular, like a cycling kind of deck, or just any mechanical feeling, like not the mechanical flavor of the whole deck, and not really the strategy, but just that flavor of a mechanic or anything. You can also build around that, and I think that's also one of the strengths of Commander. You can do so much with it.
Yeah, and then you mentioned strategy there, and that's of course another one of the ways that you can pick your commander. Is one that's very, you might say, simple, but also very clear. Is you might say, okay, Voltron strategy. I want to build a commander built around dealing 21 commander damage as fast as possible. So we've got Rafik, for example, and we've got Doran the Siege Tower. Could be themed toughness as well. But Bruna, yeah, we have, and it's basically all about, I'm going to build a commander which likes having stuff tacked onto it, and then it's going to swing and kill our opponents. And sometimes Voltron could also be not even necessarily killing with the commander damage, but just with every time being able to have a lot of stuff on it and attacking with it could already win you the game that way as well.
Yeah, I mean, these are just really powerful strategies, because it's just protecting one thing and just doing a lot of damage. And a lot of people like it because it appeals to the Johnny side of things, just having big things, attacking with it, and just crushing your opponents with an insane big creature.
Yeah, so for everybody who's watching who doesn't know what a Johnny persona is, what is that?
If I'm correctly, you have a Spike, which is like the more
competitive
player, Johnny, and I'm blanking on the other one.
Timmy is the person who likes to play.
Timmy. No, yeah, I said it wrong. That's why I was.
Johnny is a combo player.
And Timmy is the one that likes the big things.
Exactly, yeah.
And then you have Fortos and another one, Melvin.
Fortos is the person that likes it theme and story.
Lore, yeah. Melvin, I forgot which one.
I don't know what that one is either.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got the most important ones, I think,
exactly.
right now out of the way. Maybe that's art? I don't know.
So Timmy is just like the big creatures.
Yeah. So another Timmy character persona, so somebody who likes exciting big things, as Stefan says, a big creature, but can also go not only big, tall as they call it, but you can also go wide, which means that you're going to put a lot of creatures on the board, far more than your opponents have, and that goes right into a token strategy. Yeah. That is tons and tons of fun as well. These are the colors that are mostly in white and green, for example, but it's not limited to that because black can also play a lot of tokens, etc. And pretty much all combinations can go token if you're playing the right cards. And this is also something which is, for example, Risa Redeemed is a perfect example of a token commander. Getting as many tokens as possible and then making sure you got more and more. And trying to avoid getting them wiped out by board wipes, and then you should always be at a great advantage against your opponents because for every creature, targeted removal basically is going to do very little against a ton of tokens if you're building lots of them every single turn. So that is, of course, also a super fun strategy.
For me, I always really love my graveyard recursion because it gives you interesting look on the game with your graveyard as an extension of your hand, which gives you so much more possibilities, and that's why I really like playing with my graveyard. And the first deck I made for the channel was Glissa, and I just really love the deck.
Yeah.
Just so much graveyard shenanigans, and I'm get me really giddy.
Yeah, and this is a perfect example of Glissa looking at the commander, seeing, hey, this is all about artifact recursion, it's about the graveyard, let's build a deck around that. We also build a deck, Ertai the Corrupted. That is a perfect example of saying, I want to build a graveyard deck and I need these 3 colors, and then looking to see whether there was a commander that could support those colors. And Ertai, if you read the ability, it is tap, pay a blue, sacrifice a creature or enchantment, and then counter target spell. That doesn't say anything about graveyard, but being in the blue, the black, and the white, those are the perfect colors. Those are exactly the colors that I need for the cards that I wanted in there, and hence this commander became a graveyard commander for this deck. So yeah, you can look at the abilities, you can also look at the colors, you can look at the theme. There's all these different ways that you can look and build a commander. Now we have an idea of the ways that we can build it. How do we actually find that commander? So you can go to a website where you can search our cards, like for example the Gather website, that's Wizards of the Coast. You can also go to Scryfall, for example. That's also a good place where you can have a look. And just type in whether you're first going to go look for graveyard shenanigans, you want to look for tokens, just type in that term, well not graveyard, but if you're going to go for graveyard, for example, type in return target and then from graveyard, and then put in commander, put in your colors, and make sure you've got under the type line, put in legendary creature. If you put that in, you're going to get the whole line of all the possible creatures, and just sometimes it's just about going page through page and looking and reading on what there's available. Nobody knows every single card in Magic the Gathering history. Anybody says that they do, they're lying. They're lying because there's way too many. And even if you've seen them before, you might forget. It's been a long time. So just go through those pages and just see what's available out there. And the funny thing is, a lot of the decks that we've built, we were looking for stuff and we came across gems that we didn't even know existed, and then we looked, go, wow, I didn't even know that this commander existed. This would be a great deck to build around. And then you come across hidden gems as well. So you can go with a mission. You can also just open up and have a look at what's available and maybe get inspired.
I've opened just only search as legendary creature, and it's the only thing I searched up, and I just scrolled through all pages, like looking at all the things, like that's actually interesting.
Yeah. And then finally, if you want to have it even a little bit easier to find out what your first commander is, just head on over here on our YouTube page, Budget MTG Decks. Go to the playlist, go to EDH/commander, and there's a whole list of all the decks that we've already built, and you just go look through those. And if one of them takes your fancy, you already have a deck tech that you can already use as a basis for your first or second commander. And I guess that's it, right?
Yeah.
Got anything to add?
Really?
I guess that's it. So happy hunting for your next commander. That's it. Thanks for watching. I'm David.
I'm Stefan.
And this was Budget MTG Decks.